What is good? Welcome back to the channel. So, I came to another realization today, and this is great because it's like, um, it's interesting because the way I was viewing this, asexuality, was as something negative, right? A lot of people get this mistaken. They would compare, because heterosexuality is common, and then homosexuality is becoming common, but it's not celebrated. It's not praised, especially in the religious community. As I mentioned before, I'm Catholic, and among the Christians, it's just not in the Bible, right? It's a psyop, and it worked. A lot of people fell for that trap. So, but asexuality, when we really jump into it, yes, it is part of the acronym, the LGBTQ plus or IA plus, and it's in there. So people automatically assume, oh, it's just another one of the alphabet, you know. And, technically it is, right? It has its own flag. It has um, its own meaning, right? Definition. But it's not, because the definition is not having sexual or attraction to any of the sexes at all. And what we got to realize is that the Apostle Paul, and in his life, he remained single. And he stated, it is good for a man to remain single and not to have sex with a woman. But he also mentioned it is good to get married as well. But there's a balance, right? He's saying there's 1 Corinthians. I'll look at it. I'm gonna post it. I gotta learn get my Bible verses down. So in this Corinthians message, it stated that, basically stated that asexuality is a blessing from God. It's a gift from God, right? Just like how kids are gifts from God, so is being single. So with that being said, we shouldn't be needing to change, right? If we are single, we're not disappointing God. We're actually, as long as we're following God's will, what he wants for us, that's all that really matters, whether you're married or single, right? There's another one that says, it's a Bible verse, it's like, I think it's Corinthians as well. It's like, it's good to remain single than burn, or something. And I really this is where, per my last video, I was like, okay, well, we really can't take the Bible into our own context and make it however we want. It's only whatever was said is set in stone. So, I'm not a perfect human being. I've had hoes, right? I had hoes. I had just a bunch of women around that I would just, sleep with. And the truth is, that's not the direction God is trying to lead us. It's not. Prostitution, all of that is just, It's not in God's image, or God's vision for the future. So it's us. It's up to us to identify what route God wants us to take instead of our own desires and needs, because God knows what's best, right? So with that being said, it's going to be hard for a lot of men because you really have to drill this into your head to really understand, like, you can't be promiscuous. Like, it's either you can remain single, you can be, and that's how I realized I was asexual, because it's like, think about it. When you're born, you're a kid, you're a baby, adolescence. This is really before puberty. You don't have any desire for the opposite sex. You don't have desire for men or women. And then society you kind of learn about how marriages work. You learn about this stuff, but it's not like, oh man, I gotta sleep with the first girl or first guy I see. That's not how it works. Society drilled that into us. So it's like, yeah, we were kind of manipulated into feeling like we have to get into these relationships. And and the thing is, marriage, especially marriage or long-term commitment, should be lifelong. So it shouldn't be something you just jump into at all. um and yeah, so what I realized, especially with me growing up, I I mentioned in a previous video, I think it was the first time I talked about marriage, is, I was growing up, I knew that I had to become someone in order to attract the opposite sex. But the thing is, that person that you become isn't who you are deep down inside, right? That's not who you are. You did it only to attract the opposite sex, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what we gotta realize, especially as men, is like, because women, they're gonna be themselves, right? Some may change, right? They may, because they're putting on a persona, character to attract more money. But for men, we gotta do the opposite. We gotta revert back to our basis. We gotta revert back to um. Yeah, I gotta drink more water. Anyway, we gotta revert back to what we gotta revert back to, which is our basis, our kid form, and be like, if a woman isn't really being there as a supportive, right? If she's not giving you the choosing signals, not even choosing signals, if she's not showing genuine interest in you, leave her alone, man. You have no business trying to start something when you know you can achieve way more than what you're achieving right now currently. If you put that in if you put that in your foresight, like, listen, if a woman's not, if she's just not, if God didn't send her to me, I have no business with her. And that is asexuality. That is it. Because you're cool with it. You're fine. You're like, okay, chill. Hey, I can go the rest of my life like this. No biggie. And it's not a sin at all. So if you're asexual, consider it a gift. Peace.